We like to call it the Supernatural Hour. And now, our hosts.
Hey, welcome to the Supernatural Hour. I am your host, Ravyn.
I'm Rogue.
This is Emmett.
And I'm Chad.
And we're here to podcast a little bit today.
Woohoo!
I'm just glad to get out of the house.
We're really glad to have Emmett and Rogue with us. It's been an episode or two since they've had them. Doc isn't with us again today. He pulled an 18-hour shift last night to today, so we told him to go home and go to bed.
Yeah, he's like, I can zoom in. I said, you haven't slept for 18 hours? It's like, just go to sleep.
And not just not slept for 18 hours, been on shift for 18 hours.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
he's definitely excused with honors. So,
absolutely.
yep.
So, for the business, it's brought to you today by Castle Photo Art and Castle Nature Art. Castle does a great job with the photo stuff, and go out and check his website. If you're watching this on our YouTube, the URL will be above on the YouTube picture for both Castle Photo Art and Castle Nature Art. So go out and get your pictures done by Castle. For the business, we're working on our May event still. We're having a little bit of problems with what we're trying to get done. We're hoping that still comes through. We'll get another one up pretty quickly on that. So we'll be watching advanceparanormal.com for our latest event. We're hoping to get that up soon.
Yeah, the first phone call, we tried to get a new event. The first phone call was really easy, and then subsequent conversations have been difficult, to say the least. So
We'll figure something out. We'll try to get us out on an investigation mid-May.
yep, we got your back.
It's going to be a real busy season, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be fun. Just this particular venue's being a little trickier than
And it'll be a great venue when we can get it.
if we can get it. It's a little tricky.
Yep.
And it's warm outside. Maybe we can do an outdoor venue.
That might be what we do.
That might
but
be where we go.
We'll figure it out and let you know as soon as we can.
That sounded good, even just saying that. Outdoor venue.
I know, right? I'm so ready for it to be warm.
Yes, I am too.
And mid-May should be.
Yeah. Well, awesome. I think maybe the warm weather is getting people out because we have not had any residentials. I remember this coming up last year. When everybody starts getting out of the house, the less phone calls we get.
Yeah, we actually had a little flurry of residentials the last, 6 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
But we have one that's in the works. We should hear about it, maybe here in the next couple weeks or so. So hopefully we'll have a residential for you at our next podcast.
So check out our shop at advanceparanormal.com. We've got all sorts of stuff out there. We've got your sage sprays and different items that you can purchase from us. You can also go out and order merchandise, tapestries, all that kind of stuff. We're also on YouTube and TikTok. I think our TikTok is getting close to 2,000. I think we're at 1,900 something now. We're getting pretty close.
It is. I've gotten kind of lazy with the TikTok with school, but finals are coming up in a week and a half, so I can focus on that again.
Yeah, and also our patrons, just want to say we have a new patron. So we want to welcome Ember. She has been with us on a couple of the paranormal investigations at the Hub Theater and at the last Petite Neat one, and she has joined as one of our postal insiders. So we're really excited to have Ember with us on this journey. We appreciate all the patrons and the support that they provide us to help offset and defray the costs of us doing the podcasts and the websites and all of the different things we have to get.
And to our patrons, we know we owe you stuff. By the time you hear this, it should be sent out. So we apologize that we got it out a little late this month. It's been kind of crazy.
So be looking for your stuff. Hopefully it'll be there very soon.
Okay, so Emmett has his new segment, and it is brought to you by Oteos, and Oteos is amazing, and we still need to go eat there again. I'm still in the mood to eat their food, but we just haven't had a chance to. So Emmett, what have you got for us today?
Well, first thing I want to do is tell you about the coolest thing. I got one of these 50,000 milliwatt blue lasers that will start fires and
That sounds
pop
awesome.
balloons. I know it's like I'm 12 years old.
So, like, do you have to have some kind of an FCC license to operate it?
Well, you should have some kind of license. I didn't think that I didn't think they were legal. I thought these things got confiscated by customs, but it showed up in the mail, and the darn thing actually works. And I'm kind of amazed. But I'm trying to figure out a way to use that in paranormal.
Yeah, don't use it to
research.
paint, commercial airliners.
Well, it's funny. It will. No, you can't. The law reads you cannot point a laser at a person, animal, or vehicle, and that pretty much covers everything. So, never ever point a laser at any of those people. We don't.
Especially high power blue lasers.
Exactly. Yeah, these are best left for the Skinwalker Ranch, that kind of thing.
Cool.
But they have been used in paranormal research. I know it's been tried to use them to modulate spirit voices. By them just interrupting the beam, it's converted to audio. So, there's the possibility. I don't think you need 50,000 milliwatts to do that, but that's a possibility. But the other thing, it doesn't really dovetail, but I wanted to talk about, what if you should bring tools along with an investigation. And obviously, sometimes you're going to need a screwdriver or something, or a flashlight, or a pair of pliers. But just an ordinary pair of multi-tools. I mean, we carry enough, right? Do we need to carry a toolbox too? No. But
little jeweler's screwdrivers. It's amazing how many times people's batteries run out, and you need that little jeweler's, Phillips head, so you can take the batteries out.
Was the screw-on battery compartment?
Right, they should be shot. So
yeah, really.
I'm trying to think of it's a ghost. It's a paranormal team in Florida. I think it's called Ghost Augustine. Augustine.
Yeah.
They have, and I've got one in my kit. They have it's a little tool. It has, it's a flashlight, but it also has 3 different screwdriver heads, kind of an all-in-one thing. Several years ago, I ordered 3 or 4 of them and gave them to some of the WISPs people that kind of went above and beyond.
See, something like that's all you
stuff.
need.
Yeah, and
that's perfect.
Yeah, so I've got.
I carry these little multi-tools, like Leatherman, but you don't need anything that big. But Gerber makes one. It's called the Dime, and the thing is tiny. It's only like 1.5 inches long.
Oh.
And it'll fit on your keychain. But I think I have one here. I can show you anyway. Maybe we get some photos later.
Yeah,
but this is perfect.
Sorry, we keep talking over each other. Send us a picture, and we'll throw it up on the YouTube. Oh, it's just a tiny little, mini Leatherman.
It's a little, exactly.
Oh.
So I mean, just you need the most basic tools, but there's cool little cheats you can bring along. So that's something to think about.
And oftentimes you need the jeweler's screwdrivers. You think of a regular Leatherman and you go, I need to get that tiny
one.
Phillips head screw out, and it's like, that's not going to work.
Yep, take a tiny one, because some of those, and that's a good idea. Look over your equipment and see exactly what you're going to need.
Right, and if you don't mind me adding to that, Emmett, just along the same lines, in my kit, I've got a couple of Band-Aids and tampons and breath mints, and because you're out and about and you never know what you're going to need.
A little bit
we carry a full first aid kit, so
yeah.
You plan ahead, exactly. Yeah, for bee sting, anti-venom, things like that. You never know, especially if you're on an outdoor, in warm weather.
Yeah, so, and especially something that you can carry with you, like you say, if you're outdoor. A lot of times you'll be near the car, so you can get to things that are in your first aid kit at the car, and you might not take that actually, into the venue where you're at, but it's going to be within, 100 yards or something like that. But there's other times if you're out and about, it's nice to have some of those things. One of the big ones is in the summer, especially mosquito spray. Is to have little bit of mosquito spray available. In fact, we've done that at a lot of our advanced paranormal events that we do in the summer is we make sure we have mosquito spray, because not everybody thinks about that when you go out on a venue. And
Have you ever tried the old Boy Scout trick of rubbing a dryer sheet on your skin
I haven't. Does that
As a-
work?
as a mosquito repellent? You know what? I tried it scoffingly, and it worked.
Does it really?
I was going to say, I've never had a
Maybe the mosquitoes weren't biting that day, but when I tried it, and there was mosquitoes biting that day. Everybody else, it worked. So
So you
For
only
now.
you only have to go to Benson Gristmill once in the summer, and you will always take mosquito spray with you,
talk about donating blood.
right?
Benson
Yep.
Grist Mill. It's a mill. There's water. There's little swampy areas. It can get.
And 25,000 mosquitoes, and
Yeah.
they will all bite you.
You can be carried off.
So yep, lots of things to think about. So that's about it for me for this time.
Awesome.
So before the junk drawer, I want to remind you about Supernatural Hour swag at advancedparanormal.com, where we all need to go for all of our supernatural and paranormal needs.
I know. I still need a notebook.
A notebook.
Yeah, there's notebooks. So.
Everybody needs a notebook.
Okay, I have to.
Yeah, but are they advanced paranormal notebooks? No, you've got to go out to advancedparanormal.com.
They should be.
Can I tell you about my
Right.
swag story? I have a swag story.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I'm about 99% sure that I bought a Supernatural Hour hoodie, but I can't find it. And I mean, I really can't find it. It's like gone.
It's ported out of here.
So, but now I'm questioning it. It's like, did I have one? Am I looking for something I don't own? Do I have one and it's lost, or did I never have one and I'm just inventing one? See, my brain works on unicorn dust. I don't even know if I own one. I might be looking for something that I've never purchased. I don't know. That's the brain you're working with, people, right there.
All right. Are you talking about you in a Supernatural Hour hoodie?
Have you ever seen me in a Supernatural hoodie? Not-
Yes, I have.
not
It's
a
a
lo-
pullover.
It's a pullover.
It doesn't have a zipper. It's a pullover. I have seen you
And
in
it's
it.
not a long sleeve shirt.
No, it's a hoodie.
It's a hoodie, a thick sweatshirt hoodie that says Supernatural Hour on it.
Yes.
I
So your
knew-
sanity has
okay.
been proved.
So I do have one. Now the question is,
Whatever's
where
good.
is it?
Yes.
Alright.
I can't help you with that, but I have seen you in it.
Wait, isn't that it in your closet right there, Rogue?
No.
Okay, no. Okay.
He's
I got
Okay,
it.
Raven, maybe you need to demand it back.
It's somewhere.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wonder if one of my kids stole
Not
it.
There
from
isn't even a hoodie.
not from Rogue, but when we talked about A-ports last time, one of the things is we actually have a Bluetooth speaker that went missing for a long time, and
It came back when
And-
I demanded it back.
and Raven demanded it back, and like the next day it showed up, and it had been missing for a year or more.
Oh, at least 2 years, 2 or 3. Okay, junk drawer. So, I actually really like this one, and now we need to go to England. So there is a castle in England, and it's called Alnwick Gardens, Alnwick. And Alnwick Castle is actually, if you look it up, it's going to look familiar to you because it's a stand-in as Hogwarts in the first 2 Harry Potter films. So there we go. Got our Harry Potter
Got your Harry Potter reference.
in. But so when you see it, you might go, "Oh, I've seen that before. It's from Harry Potter." So what it is it has a garden, and the garden is specifically plants that can kill you.
Okay.
That's all it is plants that can kill you. There's
Interesting.
there's great big black gates that are all around it, and it has, signs with skulls and crossbones, and, it says warning, everything in here is poisonous. It's legit, unlike the warning for the movie we talked about today. They're beautiful, they're well curated. The garden contains about 100 legendary killer plants. And
Like
so,
nightshade.
yeah, so that's the first one, actually. So I'm going to see if I can test my Latin skills here. Atropa belladonna, which is nightshade. Deadly nightshade, not like any
Just not
knockoff.
regular nightshade.
Not regular nightshade, deadly nightshade. There's Strychnos nux vomica, which sounds a lot like vomit to me. That's strychnine. Conium maculatum, which is hemlock. And if you know how to actually say these words and you're making fun of me, just imagine me when I'm trying to speak Arabic. Okay. So you can actually go on tours, and the guides will take you around and they'll explain, the deadly properties. And it says, I'm just going to read this because it's funny. While keeping ne'er-do-wells and curious children away from the plants. Warning, do not touch any of the plants. Don't even smell them. There are plants here that can kill you. If touching a plant can kill you, I'm not taking my kids there because kids touch everything. And even if you tell them no, they still touch stuff. Kids are staying in the car, which is bad. So, don't take your kids here. Anyway, exactly. I love that, by the way. That's me. That's my Ravyn sound. So, the Duchess of the castle is actually a patron.
Not one of our patrons.
No.
Unfortunately.
A patron of the garden. She'd be amazing to be one of our patrons. So up until 1995, she was just Jane Percy, mother of four, just kind of doing her thing. And in 1995, her husband unexpectedly became the 12th, I can't say that, 12th Duke of Northumberland. Oh my gosh.
Try
Let's
again.
cut this out. In 1995, her husband unexpectedly became the 12th Duke of Northumberland. His brother kind of just died very unexpectedly. Second son, he doesn't expect to inherit, right? But boom, there he is. And all of a sudden, they've got this castle. And castles, I don't know this from personal experience, but I have heard that they're very expensive to keep up. And so, she's like, okay, we've got this castle now. Let's go check it out. I would be doing that. And as she's, looking around, tooling around, they've got these fantastic gardens, but they'd kind of become overgrown. Formal gardens were very much a part of England and the culture because, back in the day, they didn't have internet, they didn't have video games, they didn't have podcasts. You'd go stroll in the gardens, you'd have parties, you'd have trysts, you'd do whatever. Play croquet. And she did a little research, and these gardens had been originally planted by the first Duke in 1750. And depending on who owned the castle at the time, it would, fluctuate depending on what they liked and what they didn't like. And then in World War II, it actually became a victory garden of vegetables, to help.
But they weren't serving the
with the
nightshade
food,
and the
no.
hemlock, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So in 1950, it closed as a victory garden, but she decided to restore it to a new modern garden, and she just must have a really dark interest.
You'd like her.
Like me. Exactly. I think this is cool. So her poison garden opened in 2005, and it's just a portion of the ambitious 14-acre new gardens. And I don't know if she's planning on putting poisonous stuff in all 14 acres. I think this is funny. So, back in the day, they would have these apothecary gardens where you'd plant healing herbs.
Mm-hmm.
She specifically shied away from plant healing medicinal plants and instead sought out hard-to-get deadly poisons. There's also narcotic plants like opium poppies, cannabis, magic mushrooms, datura, and tobacco. Many of the plants that she has require special government permission
Permits.
to grow.
But being the wife of it, was it an earl or a duke?
A duke, which is pretty high up.
Yeah, she can probably get that.
Yeah, I think the only person over a duke is a prince. So, because the danger posed by these poisonous plants are very real, it says that some in there can kill or sicken you just by touching them. Some of the plants are caged, and the garden is secured every evening behind gates, and there's 24-hour security watch on it. Also there's a multi-level treehouse and a bamboo labyrinth.
Very cool.
Wow.
So there's several phases that are planned. It says that, funds in the millions of pounds have not been as forthcoming lately as they had been in the past. Anyway, there you go.
So
That's like the similar personality to people that like collect poisonous fish or reptiles or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Just
tours
some
run
odd
every half
niche.
hour, so you have to wait long to go in and maybe die by brushing against something you want not to.
Well, it's still cool.
So
Pretty
keeping the
cool.
castles updated and maintained gets really, really expensive. And back at the the turn of the century, the late 1800s and the early 1900s, there were a lot of British princes, dukes, earls that actually married American heiresses, like from the Vanderbilts and the different things. And a lot of these marriages were done, one for the American families to gain a title, that their daughter is a prince and their grandchildren, are part of the royalty. But another major part of that was they brought the funds from the Golden Age, the Gilded Age, money in the late 1890s and early 1900s, and a lot of that money was done to refurbish those castles. In fact, Winston Churchill's mother was one of these American heiresses that was brought over and married to a English. I don't remember if he was a duke or an earl, but into the Churchill family, and that money was brought over, and there was a lot of marriages that were done, almost arranged marriages, even that late, into the early 1900s. So the idea of how do you make money or keep money to keep these priceless castles up to date, and maintained, is there, and some of those are now like World Heritage Sites. That were done by money that was done by these American heiresses.
Right. You go over to England, and almost every castle you can have a tour of. The family lives in a certain wing, and they open it up as a museum and to tour just to bring in the money. But I've been there. I've been through several castles, but I never went to the Poison Castle.
You didn't get to that one, huh?
No, but it's on my bucket list now.
Had you known about it?
I wonder what the gift shop has in it. Can you buy some opium? Can you buy...
Well, you can buy
You're gonna
some
need
opium,
like a
but you're
month.
going to need to have, the guy on the side that's selling it.
If you ever get to England, you're going to need a month or two,
I know.
right? Just because there's so much to see.
I know. Just move there.
Stonehenge, the ancient Ram Inn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Newgrange over in Ireland.
Yeah. All right. Well, stay spooky, my haunty friends.
Love you, Nicholas.
Till next time.
Hey, have a good night.
You've been listening to the Supernatural Hour at AdvancedParanormal.com. The Supernatural Hour is part of the Radio Ronin network found at RadioRonin.com. Copyright by Advanced Paranormal Services.